Hey guys, and welcome back to the workshop. Today we're going to do a more in-depth video on the how to make cardboard horns, which is being one of my most popular videos on YouTube for some reason. We're going to end up making something like this and just give you guys a little bit more explanation on exactly how to do it. So you're going to need a cardboard strip just like this one. This particular one is about 2 inches wide and about 1 meter long. Yeah, I just mixed imperial and metric. Anyway, once you got your strip measured out like this, like I said, it doesn't really matter. The one thing that you're going to have to bear in mind is what it's going to make. So about 1 meter long seems to be good enough for making a decent amount of horn. Now, the width of your strip will be half to make each side. It'll make a pair of horns, this tutorial. So our 2-inch wide strip will make 1-inch wide segments. And if you want wider segments, make a wider strip. Bear in mind is you're going to want the right type of cardboard. This is single ply cardboard. I'm not sure, it probably won't focus on that, but you can see it there. It's a bit of card, one Waverly line, and then another bit of card. Some of them have 2 Waverly lines in them. We only want the ones with 1. It's time to take a look down here. Once we've got our strip measured out to be twice the width of each segment that you want to make, we want to start peeling off one of the sides of the card. So what we want to be left with is a piece of card and then the Waverly edge. This will make it much easier to curve. See how much easier that makes a nice curve opposed to the double wall stuff, which has a tendency to kink. We just want to peel this off. Now, this can be kind of tricky, like here. See that? The best thing to do is just get a pointy thing like the ends of some scissors and go through the edges and then just peel those bits back as well. Once you get the hang of it though, it should be relatively easy. Now that you've got it, one piece of card and one Waverly line, next thing you do is turn it over and then find the middle. So like I said, mine's 2 inches, roughly. So we want to make a mark at the 1-inch mark. So 1 inch, and then move it up a bit, and then another one. Then we'll get a ruler and just line up those dots. This will give us a line to follow later on when we want to cut these in half. So there we go. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is take your pen, your marker I should say, although a pen might work as well. No, marker. Let's just use the marker. That's what we used before and it worked. And some tape. That'll do. You want to get your marker and with the bumpy side facing onto the pen, just like that. We're going to roll our card around the pen, just like this. Trying to keep it as centered as possible. There we go. Should have got another piece of tape while I had the opportunity. Note to self, rip off a piece of tape before you start rolling stuff up. This is awkward. I managed, it's okay. So there we go. Then just a bit of tape on there to hold it down. Now, the hard part is going to be cutting along this line to make the 2 sets of segments that we're going to use. So with a sharp, long-bladed knife, be very careful and cut along that line. Make sure that you go right down to the marker on the very core. Then, where you taped it here, what we're going to do is just cut along there, right down to the middle. Right down to the pen. Again, carefully doing it. And there we have it. And then this one, see how we still got the line on that? That's handy because we didn't actually manage to cut right down to the pen. We can just snip that in half and separate these. So we get all the way down to that one, almost. Just gonna rip that. There we go. And then the rest of them should be good. A little bit stuck together on the edges, that's okay. There we go. Now we can separate our 2 piles, and these will form our horns. A good thing to do here is to number them. so we know the order that they came out the roll in. Oh, I messed that up a little bit. I think that one's that one. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go through and number these now. Take the tape off my marker again. And with mine, the wavelly edge is gonna be the inside, so I'm just gonna try and do the best I can numbering these. There we are. So we'll do the same with the other set as well, but for now I'll just show you this one. So we find our 1, then what we're gonna need to do is get a hot glue gun. Ooh. And be very careful and just... What the hell's going on with my hot glue gun? Technical difficulties with the hot glue gun. Here we are. Where'd number 1 go? There we go. A little bit of hot glue along the edge. Ah! That's where that very careful comes in. Ring number 1. On to 2. This is the time-consuming part. Once you get the hang of it, you'll fly through them. You want to get your first segment and then just put some hot glue around the inside. We're going to curve the horns, so we're going to hide the seams on the inside. So we want to do that about halfway down and then just tuck the outside edge in. There we go, that kind of a look, see? And then you just keep doing the same for the next one up. So the next one will be number 7. We'll put a bit of glue around the inside edge of this thing here. Get number 7, find the seam, put it on the inside about halfway up, like that. Go around to the back, and just try and tuck that in. Once you get to the last strip, you're going to want to make it into a point like this one. That might have been a bit drastic. I went a bit overboard with that, but I'm going to have to make this one the same. All you want to do is basically cut this or whatever to try and make it into a cone shape. So what I did with the last one, that I'll have to do again with this one, is I just cut it like that. I think that was a bit too much, but in order to make them symmetrical and the same looking, I'm going to do the same with this one. There's better ways of doing it than this. Definitely better ways of doing it than this. But whatever way you find to make the last one into a cone, you can even just fold it over on itself and try and glue that one into a point shape. So once you've got your first horn made, set it aside and start making the rest of the strips into rings. So once you've got all your rings made, you're going to put them together into your second horn. It's a good idea to have the first horn standing by. That way, as you go, you can try and match them up and make sure that your horns turn out symmetrical. Of course, you don't have to make symmetrical horns, but if you want them to look the same or be symmetrical, it's good to have the first one on hand to try and match the curve up. And with that, you're done. You have 2 awesome looking cardboard horns. Many things you can do with these. You can stick them to a headband if you just want to wear them on your head, or add them to a piece of armor or a helmet. Here's what I did with mine. Thanks ever so much for watching, and please comment and subscribe for more awesome cardboard creations.